Welcome back to the vlog. My name is Kristi. We are here taking the woo-woo out of manifesting. None of those successes were accidental. Things that did not happen in the last vlog that are happening right now. That movie is batshit bananas. Sucks to suck, I guess. What I believe has contributed to my success, like if I had to distill it down to one idea, if you don't want to do something for your weight loss or for your body goals, you don't have to do it. And we have a manifesting need. So I'm going to continue to imagine in my mind that it's taken care of. When I was working at the weight loss clinic, I would say about 98% of people lost the weight that they wanted to while using a GLP-1. I have a burb that came in and just like crawled into my hand. Hey, baby. It is Monday morning. It is the middle of snowpocalypse, and it is so pretty outside. Look at the snow. Hold on. It was snowing big fat flakes earlier, and it is not doing that now, but it's still snowing. Like, that's deep snow. Anyway, luckily or unluckily for me, I don't actually work in an office on Mondays, so I would have been home anyway. But happy to all of y'all that are getting a snow day. And to all of y'all who aren't and still have to go to an office, please be safe in your travels. Or I guess you're not seeing this in real time, so I hope you were safe in your travels. I'm supposed to have a date tonight, but I might cancel because honestly, I don't know. I don't know what the weather's gonna do today or later tonight, and I'm not trying to hurt myself or... yeah, I don't know. I might cancel. This will be a second date with a guy that I have not talked to you about, but I will give you a name and I will report if I decide to go on the date. But I'm supposed to be doing that tonight. At any rate, we'll talk about some good manifesting stuff. And if I have some, interesting things going on in my actual life, I will bring you along for those too. But right now, I'm just going to enjoy watching the snow from my window. Get ready to go to the gym. Luckily, the gym is in my apartment. This will be week 10 of going to the gym 2 to 3 times a week. Now, I have been walking, like going for walks 4 to 5 times a week since July. I've been very consistent with that. Try to get 10,000 steps a day, even though that's just an arbitrary number. Been doing that since July. And then about 10 weeks ago, I decided I also wanted to add strength training back in to my weekly routine for my health. And I've been doing that for 10 weeks, at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, depending on my schedule and how good I feel. So yeah, let's get this day started. All right, I'm officially up and at 'em. It's time to do our morning lumen. Before the workout, I'm getting better about remembering. So my flex score went down, but 14.3 is still high. So this was my week at a glance. Most mornings I woke up in a 2, but twice I woke up in a 1. 1 and 2 numbers mean that you wake up burning fat, which is what you want to be waking up doing because it means that your body utilized all the available sugar while you were asleep and now you're burning fat. So let's check in. So we press this button here and then turn on the lumen, and I want to double tag the measurement as a wake up measurement and a pre-workout measurement. Take the cap off, say I'm ready. Choose the workout. It's going to be auto synced because I have an Apple Watch. Inhale deeply through your lumen. Hold your breath. Exhale in 3, 2, 1. So I'm waking up in a 1 this morning. So these are the macros it's giving me for today. It tells me what I need to eat for carbs, protein, and fat. Perfect. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning. And if you remember anything from previous vlogs, I have dedicated Tuesday as my Do the Things day for my 2025 first quarter resolutions and goals so that I can embody those goals and bring those desires into my reality in the first quarter of 2025. And one of the list of things to do is journal reflection. And so this morning I was doing my journal reflection on what I believe has contributed to my success. Like if I had to distill it down to one idea, what do I think it would be? Sort of in general, and also as it relates to law of assumption, because law of assumption underlies all of my success, utilizing the law of assumption well. But if I had to pick one aspect that I think had the biggest impact on going from failure in many areas of my life, including being in a codependent relationship with a likely alcoholic, being 3 months behind on rent and facing eviction, gaining 80 pounds of trauma weight after my sexual assault with no sign of stopping, and generally being a slave to my intrusive thoughts, to now I am engaged in a thriving dating life with men who meet the qualifications on my love list. And I can do another video talking about like the love list and where I got that inspiration from, because that was not my idea. And so I'm dating men that meet all the qualifications on my love list. I am in a better mental health place than I have been since my sexual assault. I lost all my trauma weight, and I am continuing to get the body of my dreams like even further and better on a daily basis. And I now earn around $250,000 a year, working typically less than 25 hours a week as a PA. None of those successes were accidental. And I'm going to share with you what I think is responsible in the most important way for going from the failure that I was into the success that I am now. And I think the number one thing that contributed to this was simultaneously giving all the power to my thoughts and none of the power to my thoughts. That may sound confusing, but it's not. One of the hallmarks of PTSD is intrusive thoughts. There are certainly intrusive thoughts that come up for people without PTSD, but with a history of PTSD, the intrusive thoughts can be just absolutely inundating. And if you don't understand the power of your thoughts, then it's very, very easy, whether you have like a barrage of intrusive thoughts or just here and there intrusive thoughts, it's very seductive to believe them, because the intrusive thoughts are generated by your mind using a host of old beliefs and experiences. And these intrusive thoughts will be very believable to you because your mind has all of this evidence from the past to draw from for their veracity, right? For the truth. So let's talk about an example of what that might be and how it might be really sneaky for you to believe it. So if you have been overweight or obese for a good part of your life, which I have, an intrusive thought that may happen when, say you've cleaned up your diet and you've been consistent with exercise for a little while, and you go to a party and maybe your rule for yourself is you won't eat a dessert, right? Like they've got all these foods and alcohols at the party and your rule is like, I'm not going to eat a dessert. So you go and you're mingling with friends and maybe they've got your favorite dessert there. And so you're very tempted and you're like, I really want that dessert. So the intrusive thoughts start coming in like, well, you've already drank and ate like all of this other stuff. Like, what the hell? What will it matter if you just have this dessert? And then maybe that goes down the rabbit hole of like, you can never turn down desserts. How do you think that you're actually going to be able to turn it down at this event? Like, you've never turned down a dessert in your life, and that leads you down the rabbit hole. And these are deeper and deeper into a self-concept of your weight loss attempts never work. Like you always fail at your weight loss attempts. Like, you're here in this situation, you can't turn down the dessert, you can never turn down a dessert, and all of your previous weight loss attempts have failed, so why on earth would you think that this one is going to be any different? And then it comes into the what the hell effect, which is basically like, everything is already fucked, what the hell, I'm just going to abandon myself anyway. These are so sneaky and so believable. And so when I say I gave no power to my thoughts, and I also gave all the power to my thoughts, what I mean is this. Recognizing that your thoughts are powerful drivers for actions and behaviors and habits, and even reinforcing self-concepts that are good or bad. So your thoughts have all the power. And also, your brain has a host of beliefs that it will draw from for the intrusive thoughts, for the random thoughts that come up through the day that you are not trying to think about. And these thoughts come from a part of your brain called the default mode network, and it's default for a reason. It's basically your brain going on easy mode where it doesn't have to think hard, so it can like devote processes to other things that are very important, like making sure that you breathe, making sure you digest your food, making sure that you can heal minor injuries, things like that. The brain does not want to be inefficient. So it thinks, well, I've got this whole entire pool of beliefs and regular thoughts that I can draw from so that Kristi is busy in her mind and doesn't have to just have a blank thing, like no thoughts going on. Let me give her an amalgamation of her beliefs so that she's got some thoughts, but we don't have to think too hard about it. The default mode network is not your friend until you install good beliefs. The more you actively choose thoughts that benefit you and that reflect a self-concept that is beneficial to you, the more your default mode network will become kind, and it will become supportive, and it will become beneficial to you. So I gave all my power to my thoughts, meaning I recognize that if I do not select thoughts that are beneficial to me as often as I can, then the default mode network that is by default grabbing from a bunch of old stinky beliefs, I'm going to keep perpetuating a life that I don't actually want. I'm going to keep perpetuating victim mindsets. Whereas if I control my thoughts, if I listen to the thoughts that come up, and if they are not favorable to me, if I refute them with either evidence or aspiration, if I simply do that on a daily basis, then my life has to change. It is the way the brain works. If you continually think old thoughts, those trenches will grow deeper and deeper. If you continually think new thoughts that are beneficial to you, it will start to form trenches in your brain, and eventually the depth of those trenches will outweigh the old stinky thoughts and beliefs. And the old stinky thoughts and beliefs, when you don't reinforce them, will fall away because you will get more and more evidence to your brain that the new thoughts and beliefs are actually what is true, and it will discard the old. So if you give all your power to your thoughts and use that to your benefit, you can't be stopped. You absolutely cannot be stopped. But if you give all your power to your thoughts and do not bother to control them, and if you have a whole host of old stinky beliefs about a topic that you want to be better in your life, then you will never ever get out of the patterns that you're currently in, because you are deepening the hold that those old stinky beliefs have on you. So stop being victim to your default mode network and start actively curating thoughts and beliefs that actually benefit you, and your life will improve exponentially in a very short time. All of that I was telling you in my failure identities, that was only 3 years ago. And when you're in it, 3 years may seem like a long time, but it is not. It's not. I went from, how much was I making at the time where I was behind on my rent? I think I was making less than $1,500 a month at the time, and I now make regularly, I bring home $15,000 or more in a month. And that was only 3 years. And in the last year, it's been about a year, I went from a $130,000 a year income to a $250,000 a year income. I'm not working harder. In fact, I'm working less. It is all because I chose to recognize the power that my thoughts have to influence my life and my decisions, and I gave none of the power to the intrusive thoughts that come up that don't benefit me. That's it. It is the law of assumption. Your assumptions will become your reality. That is not woo-woo spiritualism. It's neurobiological fact. My laundry just finished, so I'm gonna fold it, and then I'm gonna go to the gym. All right, we are dressed and ready to go to the gym. It's time to do our lumen. I drank my pre-workout, so the lumen result may be skewed, but it's still better than not remembering to do it at all. I swear, if I didn't have this vlog, who knows if I would ever remember to do it.
Hold your breath. Exhale in 3, 2, 1.
Let's see. I blew a 2, which means I'm burning fat this morning, which means that my glycogen levels are low, which means that I should probably eat a little something carbohydrate-based before I do my workout. I've woken up in fat burn twice this week, and then it generated my macros for me. Today they are telling me it's a low-carb day. But I know that since I'm going to go work out, that will actually change. It does have a food tracking capability, which I also use, and I like it because it's like a one-stop shop for what do I need in terms of food and how do I log that information. I am not a proponent of long-term logging of your food. I think that it is helpful in controlled periods of time to give you information. I'm not a big you have to count every calorie and every macro your entire life, otherwise you're not going to be able to have the body of your dreams. If you believe that and it's working for you, great. If you believe that but you don't want to do it and you don't like that idea, then that doesn't have to be the solution for you. I've lost lots of weight without ever counting macros or calories. In fact, this is the first time that I've been doing that, and that's because I have a curiosity so that the strength training workouts that I do will have the potential for the most benefit. But again, like your mind, your thoughts is the driver for all of this. So your utilization of tools in the 3D is only there to help you get your mind on board with having what you want. If you don't want to do something for your weight loss or for your body goals, you don't have to do it. There are infinitesimal ways. That's not the right word. There are innumerable ways that you can lose weight, and you do not have to do it in a way that you don't want to do it. Just saying. I'm just saying. My experience has told me I do not have to lose weight in a way that is miserable if I do not want to lose weight that way. I just don't. It's time to get my booty in gear and go to the gym. I don't want to. I want to share with you right now. I don't feel like it. I don't want to do it, but I know that the person on the other side of the activity and the habit will benefit from it, so I'm going to do it, and that is fine. It's good to do things that you don't want to do. It builds up and strengthens parts of your brain, specifically the nucleus accumbens, which I mentioned briefly in a different vlog. If you want to learn more about that, let me know. I can talk about it. But yeah, so low motivation is not a reason not to do something, and relying on motivation is the biggest lie that you will ever hear about getting things done. Motivation is a total trap. You don't need it, and you definitely shouldn't rely on it. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna go to the gym. Wish me luck. I'll see you. Things that did not happen in the last vlog that are happening right now. I said in the last vlog that I was going to take the cart with all the stuff down to my storage unit, and I was going to measure the storage unit walls for the shelves, and I was going to clean my floors. And none of those things happened in the last vlog, so they're happening right now. I am doing it. The cart is right there. It's happening right now. No moto, but we're doing it anyway. Great success. I moved my cart down to storage, and I cleaned my floors, and we have a manifesting need. So first, here's the cart is gone and the floors are clean. Yes. Okay, so manifesting challenge. When I went down to my storage unit to measure for the shelves, which I did, I measured for the shelves, so we'll order the shelves today, which is good. So when I went down, there was a puddle on the floor in the middle of my storage unit. Right now I have like stuff in a U shape in there, so the middle of the floor was empty. And so there's a puddle, and I'm like, what on earth would make a puddle? And so I look up and there's a pipe, and it's just wire grating. So all of the plumbing and ductwork and everything above it has nothing preventing it from going into the storage unit itself. So what we need to manifest is maintenance doing a speedy fix. And like the pipe system looks like it has a drip, like a little baby droplet of a drip was on that pipe. So I don't know if it happened during the snowstorm or if that's not normally an issue, but like I can't be having my stuff be ruined in the storage unit that I pay to protect my stuff, you know? So the manifesting challenge is this. I went and talked to the leasing office today, and they said that they would contact maintenance. Last time I had a maintenance issue, they fixed it the same day. In the past, I have had it take a while, like several days, for them to come and fix the maintenance issue. So the manifesting challenge is this. They're going to fix the pipe today, and they're going to let me know that it's fixed so that I don't have to worry about my stuff getting ruined in the storage unit. So that's the manifesting challenge for today. I want it to get fixed today so that I can continue to use my storage unit as I need to use it, without worry that anything of mine is going to be ruined by some phantom drip. I will let you know when I hear back. We're intending for it to happen today. That is the manifesting challenge. I will let you know if I succeed or if not, but that's what we're going with. It's gonna get done today. All right, we're gonna do our post-workout lumen reading, see what happened. So when you measure any time that's not the first time of the day, they give you a list of things to select. So I'm gonna select post-workout, and then I can select which workout I wanna do. So we'll do the second one, because that was the last one that I did, was the weightlifting. I started with a walk and then I did weightlifting. Let's see. All right, I got a 2, still burning fat. Macros that got added are 45 grams of carbs, 15 grams of protein, and 15 grams of carbs, and 5 grams of fat. So earlier it was a low carb day, now it's a high carb day, so they changed carbs, protein, and fat. These are my goals for today in terms of macros. So I picked out shelves. I have 40 inches across on each wall in my storage unit that I could put a shelf. It's hard to find, like I had a hard time finding 40-inch shelves, but I could find 36-inch shelves. And the height of the previous shelves that I bought that are lining the back wall was 72 inches. So 36 long and 72 high will match, and it'll be like a U shape of storage shelving. So I think I'm going to get those two. And they should arrive Friday, which is good because then hopefully I'll be able to set them up on Saturday, maybe. I don't think Sunday will work because there's a football game on Sunday, and I think the marching band is playing a watch party. I think we are. All right, that is ticked off the list. Those shelves are $56 each in case you need shelving. They do not have wheels either. I do need to buy one that has wheels to go in the middle so that I can like store stuff on it and then pull it out to reach the other stuff to use my space efficiently, but I'm not doing that yet. I'm getting the two side ones without wheels because I don't need to be able to pull them in and out. So that's what we're going to do. Success. Here, I will show you. These are the ones I'm getting. Good morning. It is Wednesday morning, and I don't know if I have to work today. What I do have today is a dentist appointment at noon. I'm going to go get my teeth cleaned. I have to do that. And it's a workout day, and it's my last day before I have to go into the office. Like, my weekend is over today. Follow up on yesterday's manifestation challenge. I did not hear from them. So what do we do when we don't get our manifestation, right? So like when we intend for something and we don't get it. You'll notice I'm not wrapped around the axle about this. I will follow up on it today, and hopefully maintenance took care of it yesterday like I intended that they would, like I imagination, intention, however you want to word it, like I manifested, whatever. I imagined that they would get it done yesterday. I did not hear from them about it. I imagine that's probably because I didn't put in a formal maintenance request. Like, we have an app with a maintenance request option, and that will link it to your apartment, and they have to like tell you when it's been closed out and all of that. So it doesn't mean that they didn't do it if they didn't talk to me yesterday to tell me it was done. But because I went and talked to the leasing office specifically and told them what was going on, and they said they would contact maintenance. So I'll follow up on it today and see if it was done. And if it hasn't been done, then I'll follow up on it again. I imagine, like, what I would like to be the case is that they did take care of it yesterday and they just didn't let me know. But this is what you do when you don't get your manifestation is you're still going to get it. Like that problem is still going to be fixed. I'm going to continue to imagine in my mind that it's taken care of, and that I'm very happy that it's taken care of, because now I know that the items that I put in storage aren't going to risk being damaged because they're going to take care of it. And whether or not that happened yesterday or that happens today or that happens a week from now, it doesn't matter, because my things are not going to, this is the approach you have to take, is no matter what sorts itself out here, you are not going to be harmed. So even if my stuff got damaged, I am not going to be harmed, meaning there will be some benefit in that for me. Whether I get some insurance money and end up with a little extra cash, not harmed. I don't have anything in there of, sentimental or irreplaceable value. Again, any way this cookie crumbles, I win. My imagination, like what I would like to happen, like the most ideal scenario that I am intending, that I am imagining, is that it just gets taken care of and my stuff doesn't affect my stuff. That's it. So that's what you do if you want something to happen and it doesn't happen by the intended timeline that you have laid out. I personally don't like intending timelines. That is something that I feel like and this is like everything that I'm sharing with you is from my own lens. And so take that with a grain of salt. If I have stinky beliefs that you don't have, don't take those on, right? A great teacher when I was in my undergraduate degree. I did music education for an undergraduate degree at Florida State University, and one of my teachers, he would always say, don't let my biases be your biases. And so if you don't like my bias, then obviously don't take it on. But I don't like intending or affirming for a time frame, because I think that the brain seeks information in the 3D to, right? Like I've talked about the reticular activating system in the last vlog if you missed it, but your brain seeks proof to validate your beliefs in your 3D reality. And if you have stinky beliefs about your abilities to manifest on a deadline, or about whether or not manifestation even works, or if, manifesting on a deadline is possible for you, then your brain is going to seek proof for you that those beliefs are true. And so why make it harder on yourself and the brain? Why? I get nearly instant manifestations all the time, but I frequently don't intend for them to be. I don't care. So, every once in a while I'll try on a deadline, and sometimes it comes in and sometimes it doesn't. Whenever it does come in, I affirm heavily that I'm getting better and better at that skill. I take a growth approach. I think that a growth approach is superior to an all or nothing approach. Like either either it's working or it's not. I like a growth approach. I'm getting better and better at it. And the brain, from what I understand of the brain from my medical training, the brain really likes a growth approach as well versus an all or nothing approach. So take that for what you will. So I need to get pre-workout going and go to the gym. Also, I want to say thank you so much. My videos are getting some views and people are starting to comment, and that feels so good to interact with you. Like I really love the community aspect of YouTube, and I am so happy that some of you are starting to engage in the comments and leave requests or give your thoughts on topics. And if you're watching this video and you're thinking about commenting but you're not sure if you want to, I will never be ugly or dismissive of a question in the comments. If you are ugly to me, my approach for that is to be grateful for the engagement in the content and thank you for it. I'm not going to be ugly at you, and I will appreciate your encouragement for YouTube to continue to pass my video along with your engagement. And I'm looking forward to expanding channel options once I get eligible for those. So I think the first eligibility for certain things is going to be at 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. So be sure to come back and watch if you want me to be able to do things like lives and channel memberships and things like that. But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very grateful for the people who are taking a chance on a relatively new channel. I have posted a lot of shorts. They are content from when I was starting my TikTok channel. Full disclosure, I don't love making shorts content. I don't know how I'll feel about it now that I'm making long form content. I might feel like it's a nice compliment, but I really enjoy watching and making the long form content. I love TikTok, but I just don't feel like I can really have the kind of impact that I'd like to have with videos that are, 1 to 3 minutes long. And I personally don't go on TikTok to watch 10-minute long videos. So I have sort of an assumption that longer form content on TikTok, the kind that I want to make, just wouldn't do as well. I have an already belief that YouTube is a great place for the long form content that I want to make. So should I change that belief? Not necessarily. Should I just go with the belief and choose to be successful according to my already there beliefs? I think that's what I'm going to do, and that's fine. You don't have to change all of your beliefs. You don't have to. So anyways, I'm going to quit yapping. I'm going to get my pre-workout together and then start this day. So thanks for being here with me. I forgot some very important components of my morning. I was about to fix my pre-workout for you. Well, for me. With you. And I forgot a couple of important things. So I'm going to sit back down and do those important things with you. So I'm so happy that my Finch app remembers things for me because I'd be forgetting. First thing we need to do is our morning lumen. You already know. Got a 2. We're burning fat this morning. Yesterday, I didn't complete everything that I wanted to do in my strength training. So I'm going to come back and do it today. I just didn't have that much energy yesterday. I'm in that luteal phase. My period should be coming in a couple of days. And also I'm eating in a calorie deficit, which just means that I've noticed I don't feel as fueled up for strength training workouts. That's okay. That's all okay. It's all working exactly perfectly in my favor for me to have the result that I want. Oh, I went and saw, I have an Alamo Draft House near me, and they do a lot of screenings of old movies. And I was feeling bored yesterday. I have an Alamo season pass. It's $30 a month for unlimited movies as long as you only see one in a day. So not unlimited multiple in a day, but unlimited throughout the month. 1 per day. And they were showing this movie from 1981 called Possession. That movie is batshit bananas, and it was I can't stop thinking about it. I went and watched a few YouTube videos on my way home about interpreting it because I think it's somewhat of an art film. The movie is basically the writer and director of the film worked through his feelings about a divorce through this movie. And it's I saw it described as a fever dream, and now I want to watch more fever dream description movies because I've heard that before. Because it is, excuse me, what do you mean? But I have felt that way in a breakup in the past. Inside, I feel like he took everything that happens inside a really chaotic relationship ending and made it happen exteriorly through this movie. Like, it would be the sorts of things that would happen if all of your interior thoughts during a breakup were actually manifested into your real life experience. Like, you actually behaved the way that you felt inside. And it's bananas. It was really good. I really liked it. I will probably give more unknown movies a chance at Alamo because it seems like maybe they pick really good ones to screen. I don't know. Anyways, so I went to Alamo Draft House last night and I had their grilled chicken wrap and their fried pickles. I always have their fried pickles. They are so good. All right. I woke up in fat burning 3 times this week. We're all set there. It is also Wednesday, and I do my tirzepatide shot on Wednesdays, so I'm going to get that together. We'll do my shot together. I use compounded tirzepatide. It comes in a vial like this. That is what I prescribed when I worked at the weight loss clinic as well. Compounded semaglutide and tirzepatide. One thing that I would encourage if you are out in social media land is just really use a discriminating mindset when you're hearing people talk about GLP-1s in a negative way, because when I was working at the weight loss clinic, I would say about 98% of people lost the weight that they wanted to while using a GLP-1, weight that had been nearly impossible for them to lose for decades, despite very reasonable efforts with dietary changes and exercise. There is all sorts of chronic disease that is being helped by these GLP-1s. They are a lifesaver and a godsend for many people. And so I encourage you, if you hear negative things, just take it with a grain of salt. And I also feel like people who poo-poo these drugs or like say that it's like a cheat. I mean, they'll say that about anything. Basically, they say that about weight loss surgery. Like, these things are not cheats. They are treatments. You know, my biases as a medical provider are why, if you can't manage your blood pressure on your own and blood pressure puts you at risk of stroke, why would you not treat your blood pressure? If you can't manage your obesity on your own and it puts you at risk of all sorts of deadly disease, why would you not treat the obesity and prevent the disease? If you can prevent a stroke by taking blood pressure medicine, why wouldn't you do that? There's no shame there. And so I just think it's interesting that the public wants to shame the community of people who is finally having success. My only guess is that they have insecurities related to their own inadequacies and they like looking down on people because it deflects their own focus off of them. And when other people are succeeding, that they perceive themselves as, well, at least I'm not fat. Like, I may be, insert whatever inadequacies here, but at least I'm not fat. When those fat people are getting not fat and they aren't changing their own inadequacies, my only guess is that it's triggering them, which, sucks to suck, I guess. But anyway, so we're going to take this. Got my shot here. Alcohol swab is important. I used an alcohol swab to clean the vial. I'm going to use a fresh one for my body. Let me see if I can do this on camera. I'm not wearing a bra, so I can't tuck my shirt under my bra. So let me see if I can do this without flashing you. If I can, I will. Stuck. Seems to work. All right. So like I said last time, the important thing with the alcohol swipe is that you don't recontaminate by wiping back and forth. You want to start in small concentric circles and go out. I make a big spot because I don't want to have to try and remember what I did. So basically my whole left side of my abdomen there. Then you just let it air dry. You do not want to blow on it because you've got a bunch of bacteria in your mouth that you're blowing on a surface that is wet, and the bacteria will stick more readily to a wet surface. So just let it air dry. It will stay sterile. All right. Got my shot here. Remember, I did such a big swatch, I don't have to remember exactly where I cleaned. That's important. Take a nice pinch and done. Safe recapping procedure. There's all sorts of ways to do this. I just like to look carefully to make sure that I have the side that has the hole in it, because if you don't look carefully, you could get the other side. And then I very carefully insert. And then to close it all the way, I don't do that in my hand. I do it on the table. So I'm just going to do that. Boop, and now it's closed all the way. And I have a bag of used sharps that I will discard all at once, that I just keep because I don't throw. Okay, let me come back and talk to you like a person. If you have any medical sharps and you don't have a medical sharps container, that's okay. You don't have to, but do not throw these in your trash. These caps can come off with relative ease and put our sanitation workers at risk of needle stick injury. You know, I don't have any bloodborne illness, but they don't know that, right? So like putting somebody through that process and that fear just because you were not well informed on how to dispose of this is irresponsible. I have a burb that came in and just like crawled into my hand. Hey baby, what you doing, darling? She gonna crawl up my shirt. So yeah, that was my tirzepatide shot. So we're all set with GLP for the week. I have not weighed in. I like to weigh in on Saturdays. I'll do my weigh-ins and my body measurements on Saturdays, even though I take my shot on Wednesdays. That's just my preference. So I has a cuddly bird. She has not always been cuddly, but I love it when she cuddles, and she's been a lot more cuddly lately. I don't know. She's so precious. She's getting older too, and that may have something to do with it. You can link like daily tasks or goals to a micro pet. So I have an egg that is waiting to hatch. I have attached it to the goal of tracking my spending because I have historically not been very consistent with that, and I want to be better. So I put it in my Finch app, and I'm being better. And when you link it to a micro pet, it'll hatch after you complete the goal a certain number of times. I think it's 7. And so I have only 3 more times of doing it before I will hatch my micro pet and see what new pet. I am telling you, man, it's my favorite. I love this app so much. There is a link for the Finch app in my description. It is not an affiliate link. Like, I don't think they do affiliate links. I wish I could offer a coupon. Like, I love it that much. I wish I could offer a coupon. I use it every day and have for the last 105 days, which is when I got it. I used the premium plan. I think it was like 30 something or maybe 40 for the year. And to me, that was a very reasonable investment in my own productivity and discipline and getting what I want out of life. So if you've heard of Finch app before and you're thinking whether, should I get it? Should I get the premium plan? It's been everything to me. I can't tell you how much more on top of things and productive I am now that I have like a centralized app that I can do it all in that is also gamified, which I don't play games on my phone. I don't play video games. I don't care for video games. So it's not that I was seeking a gamified self-care app. It's the fact that it's gamified is helping me come back, right? Obviously the dopamine hits that I get from all of this cute little stuff with my Finchy pickle. I love it. I can't recommend it enough. It has helped me in tremendous ways to be more consistent about some of the goals that I have that I just frankly would forget about. Like, it wasn't like I was trying to, it wasn't that I was like avoiding doing things necessarily. I just would forget. Anyways, let's get my pre-workout together. That's what we need to do. By the way, if you're a woman and you're afraid of taking creatine because you're afraid that it's going to make you puffy and bulky, okay, I understand that fear. It's not going to make you bulky from a muscle standpoint, but creatine is one of the most heavily researched supplements, and it has benefits on more than just your workouts. It's actually a pretty good idea to take creatine every day, whether you work out or not, because of the neurocognitive benefits for it. Look into creatine. It's really good for the nervous system. It's one of the cheapest per serving supplements that you can get. And it's one of the most researched. We have so much good research behind creatine, and I feel like most people just think it's for muscle bros. It's really not. So if you've been thinking about creatine and wondering if it's a good idea, obviously this is not medical advice, but do a little bit of reading about creatine and see if it's for you. Check with your doctors first. I have to make that disclaimer. Creatine, by the way, is not the same thing as your lab work creatinine value. Those are different things. So if you take creatine, that doesn't necessarily mean your creatinine is going to go up in your kidney blood work. But for the average person who has minimal or no health problems, creatine might be a great addition to your supplements routine. I love taking creatine, especially because I want to protect my brain at all costs. I have a grandfather that had Alzheimer's, and so I try to do things for my brain that will keep it active and supple and ward away any potential for Alzheimer's or dementia. So anyways, really, really, really great research behind creatine as a daily supplement. So I try to take it as often as I remember, but definitely on the days I work out. I also take joint supplements because I am of an age, but I don't know that I'm necessarily feeling any benefit from the joint supplements. However, I know that, like, at least in this one, there are anti-inflammatory ingredients in here, and I think that that's beneficial in general, so I do keep taking them. Joint supplements like this are not going to take any pain away immediately like ibuprofen would. So this is like a long game thing, in my opinion. So I take them. And I also, these are capsules. I hate swallowing capsules, so I don't. I just empty them into my drink. I would much rather do it that way. Capsules get stuck in my throat a lot of times when I try to swallow them, and like I can't. No, immediately no. And these are the belle of the ball. These are the Peachy Ink pre-workout pods, and I love these. They also make pre-workout sticks that are different flavors, like watermelon candy. There's like peach, there's grape. Though I like the flavors of the sticks a lot, I just like the delivery of the pods better. We'll do pink today. Pink is the sangria flavor, I believe. This set of pods is like mixed drinks flavor. So there's blueberry mojito, sangria, and sex on the beach. And then lastly, I put multi-collagen powder in my supplements drink. In general, when I get supplements, I think it's a good practice to try and find supplements that have been third-party tested. There's like the National Sports Foundation, NSF. There is the USP, is a good third-party certification, because the FDA does not regulate supplements. So in general, you don't know that what is claimed on the label in terms of dosing, amount, consistency, like if it's a mix of things, you don't know based on the label whether anything that they're saying on a label is true if it is not third-party tested. So, for example, Thorne is, NSF certified, right? It's a very, very reputable brand of supplements. There are lots of brands that will go through the trouble of being third-party certified. If a brand is third-party certified, they will most likely stamp it somewhere on their packaging because it benefits them to do that, right? Because they can promote the safety and superiority of their product. Right now, I am using this multi-collagen protein. It is not certified by a third party, but I am using it because it has multiple types of collagen versus like a lot of collagen supplements will just have bovine collagen, which I believe is type 3. Does it tell me on here? I think it doesn't say which type comes from what animal, but I think type 3 is bovine, which is cow, and that's great. But the benefits of the different types are what I'm personally looking for. So type 1 and 3 are for healthy skin, hair, nails, gut health, and stronger bones. Type 2 is for joint health and pH levels, like natural pH levels in the body. Type 5 is hair strands and surface tissue, and then type 10 supports joint and bone health. So like they each have different benefits, and if you're just using one type of collagen, then you're really only getting the benefits of that type of collagen. And so if that's what you're after, like if you only want it for hair, skin, and nails, get type 3, that's fine. I want it for collagen benefits for all of the body because I am of an age. And so right now I'm using this brand. I cannot endorse it because it's not third-party certified, but what I can endorse is there's a lot of good research out there that a multi-collagen powder or supplement is going to be more comprehensive in what it does for you than a single collagen type. So take that for what you will. Not medical advice. Again, some supplements do not mix well with some medical conditions, and so if you have medical conditions, really it's a good conversation to have with your medical provider about whether or not they like any supplements that you might want to take. And I know that that's not possible for everybody. It is a really important conversation that you should be able to have with your medical provider. Cheers.
Okay, I'm coming at you with a push-up workout that I haven't done in a week. So last time I vlogged this, I did 15 push-ups in my first set and always tried to improve my first set from last time. I do 3 sets of push-ups to figure. So I did 15 push-ups in the last set, but I haven't done this in a week. So I don't know if that's going to be like good recovery for the push-ups or if that's going to be like my loose strength for the push-ups. Either way, I'm going to take you with me. We do the first set together, and then I'll tell you how it went. So I should know. I don't want to do this right now. I think it's a misconception that people who are active and fit always want to. So they always want to do it. We don't, but we do want when we're starting to understand the discipline and that now. Okay, so any lack of desire in the moment to do. So let's do some push-ups. 16. We improved. Awesome. All right, I'll check back at the end of the sets. Okay, done with the push-ups. We did 16 in the first set. Last week it was 15. Second set we did 11. Last week it was 9. Third set we did 9. Last week it was 9. So last week's total was 33, and this week's total is 36 push-ups. Making progress. Okay, so I am back from the gym and back from the dentist. We got great praise from the dentist about my oral hygiene. Love that. No dental work needed in between now and the next cleaning. Very happy about that. But I'm gonna wrap the vlog here so that I can hopefully try and edit this and get it out to you tonight. No promises, but you will be seeing it shortly. I do have a goal of monetization by the end of March of this year. So if you got value from this video, please do consider to like, comment, share, and subscribe so that YouTube will get the word out to more people that we can take the woo-woo out of manifesting. All right, I will see you in the next vlog. Thanks for watching. Bye.